Here's Mike.
We have with us, Roger, and I say this unequivocally, the world's greatest drummer. He's joining forces with Joe Harnell and our band. Here is the great Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich, we'll be right back.
How do you like playing? We are on the air. How do you like playing with our band?
I hate it.
Why? But what didn't you like, Bud?
No, I love it. It was Joe, what's his last name? Harnell.
See how quick you forget?
He's just a, what does he play? Piano.
Yeah.
He's just a swell fella.
Swell?
A swell fella and a great band. And I broke my nail on the cymbal,
But
and I'm very upset about that.
You really make a federal case out of that.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
it'll grow
because they're
back,
not mine. I just borrowed these for the afternoon.
What do you want me to do about the nail? You want me to get a first aid kit or what?
No, I'll just suffer in peace here.
Did you like the drums, buddy?
You like those drums? They were made with an erector set this morning.
Well, why don't you bring your own drums when you come
Well, it's
down?
very simple. We open tonight in Washington, and the band and the drums, everything are on the way to the club.
I see.
And I just stopped off here because I wanted to see you, Mike.
No, I appreciate that. No, buddy.
Mike?
No, he talks. There's
Mike?
something about you drummers.
Mike, remember, Roger used to be a boxer, huh?
That's right.
Whoopee.
Are you still working with the karate thing?
Oh, very hard. I'll be getting my black belt this year.
Now with those split nails, you know.
Is that serious? Are you
Huh?
serious? The black belt?
Oh,
That's
you better
the highest-
believe that you're serious
That's the
about it.
highest you can go. The
Oh,
black
I've been higher than that.
Oh, can I get serious with you for just a moment? Because I really want to ask you this.
You certainly may, Mike. I mean, really, let's get serious about this. Hold on. Excuse us, Roger.
We're not going to get serious. I can tell by looking
We're
at
gonna-
those eyes.
we're serious.
When it says trouble on those eyeballs, we'll never get serious.
Let's be serious.
I want to ask you about a drummer like yourself. No, seriously, a big band drummer as opposed to just maybe walking in a little place down the street where a guy's playing with a small group. The difference. Do you want to talk about your nail again?
What do you want to know about the difference between a guy that plays in a small club and a big band like mine that plays in an equally small club.
I want to know, tell me the difference. What makes a good drummer? Just tell me what makes a good drummer. What are
Oh,
the things that you have to be
oh.
born with?
Oh.
What are the things that you can acquire?
A lot of luck. That's one of the really fundamental things. But I think experience and arrogance and knowledgeable, knowing yourself and knowing just how good you are and being able to project that genius that you have. And of course, there are other people who
I've
don't.
never smoked, but give me one of those.
There are well, there are many greats in all forms of music. You know, not only great jazz drummers, great jazz piano players, trumpet players, Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, Oscar Peterson. I'm sure that I didn't wake you up, did I, Roger?
I was just checking my nails.
Oh yeah, I would if I were you.
Roger, what do you think makes a musician
You ask
stand
me.
out? Well, you can comment. What
Yeah,
makes
I'll
a
tell you what
musician
I
stand
think
out?
makes any great musician. I think there's a certain amount of technique, a certain amount of practice, but I think it's how loose the guy hangs. I really do. You have to be relaxed. I think it's a mental thing.
What are you saying, no, for
The
you?
guys
to
This
relax?
man has no idea what he's talking about. This man has no idea at all.
All right, what do you think?
You hang pretty loose, buddy.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing, so you can't use me as an example. But I think that when you have to be playing for years and years and years and play every form of music. When I first started, now seriously, when I first started in this business, I played with a little 7-piece Dixieland band, Joe Marcella, at the Hickory House in New York City. Then after that, I was there for about a year, and I didn't know anything about Dixieland. It's a different form of music altogether. It's entirely different. Then I went with Bunny Berrigan's band, which was a jazz band. Then I went with Artie Shaw and his all-wife band. And then,
That was a large band.
oh,
too.
that was a big band. And a lot of subs come in all the time. And then,
Go ahead, you're rolling.
yes,
buddy.
sir, I
Keep-
really
keep
got
your
him.
face up.
Really got him stuck now. Then I went with Tommy Dorsey, swell fella, and every band that I played with had a different approach to jazz. And those, of course, in those days, the jazz bands were also playing dance music, which I don't believe was the right thing because I think jazz should be listened to. Jazz should not be dance music. You know, Lombardo and people like that should play dance music. But when you form a 17 or 18-piece band playing jazz, I think it should be treated the same as concert music. People should come
I
into the
agree.
halls and listen and learn. And I think when you play with that many different styles of music and that varied kind of leader, you know, you have a guy that played trombone like Tommy, and Bunny was a great trumpet player, Artie Shaw was a great clarinet player, all had different ideas of how music should be played. And you take the best of what they have, and then you finally go out and you incorporate your own feelings and your own styles and what you want to play. And that's how you kind of develop.
How do you prepare yourself for the kind of music that you're playing today? Because it is a lot different, but a lot of different beats and things that are going on today.
No, not really. If you recall, like going back about 30 years, the music that we call rock and roll today, years ago was called rhythm and blues.
That's
They were
right.
race records. And the same chord progressions, the same changes, the same kind of feeling, except that it wasn't a universally accepted kind of music. It was strictly for a different type of audience. And now everybody's accepting it. And it's only the blues, you know, it's just, it's good. A lot of it is good, a lot of it is bad, but most of it is good. There are lots of good groups today.
Yeah.
The band, Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
They're marvelous.
Marvelous. The Chicago Transit Authority.
Yes.
You know, there's some great things happening in music. Really, very exciting things. The young people really know where it's at. I have to give them a lot of credit.
I want to tell you that the songs being written by people like the Beatles and Simon and Garfunkel and Jimmy Webb and all of
Right.
them are really lasting songs.
Yes,
They're
they
going to
are.
be around a lot
Very.
of years.
As a matter of fact, our new album comes out this week for Liberty Records, and the lead-off tune is a Simon and Garfunkel tune, a thing called Keep the Customer Satisfied. And we have a new chart that was written for us by Bill Holman, who does most of our writing. And it's a very exciting piece of music. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be the best album that the band's ever done.
Roger, what exactly did you mean when you said hanging loose? Just staying relaxed with an audience?
Yes, I think that's the most important thing in any performance. I've heard artists vary so much. Take a man even like the great Rubinstein. Some nights he makes an awful lot of mistakes. Other nights, gee, he hangs so loose that nobody can even touch him. I know that's a nebulous thing to talk about, but I think every artist tries to hang as loose as he can when he plays and be as relaxed as he can.
You know, in line with
And
what
that's
he's
what I see
saying,
in
I heard
Buddy.
Rubinstein, I heard a quote by Rubinstein, and I believe it was on television, where he said everybody was raving about him because he's Rubinstein. Everybody's, oh, it was marvelous tonight. He says he gets the one honest review from his wife. He says, it wasn't good tonight. I was bad, and I know she's going to tell me. You
Right.
know? Is that, do you get a little tired of that, people saying, oh, it was marvelous, Roger? And does your wife really give you the straight review?
Yes, she does. And she knows. Getting back to Rubinstein, I really think this man makes as many mistakes as any pianist I've ever heard. But when he is good, he is so great that nobody can touch him.
He makes the mistakes sound good, probably.
Well, we all have our nights.
Buddy,
But-
do you...
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I very, very seldom make a mistake, and when I do,
It's a fingernail.
I'm gonna tell you,
I know.
it's a
It's a
fingernail.
fingernail.
When you do, you break a
break a
fingernail.
fingernail.
Tell me something. You told me you didn't ever practice. Does that still hold true?
Oh, absolutely.
You didn't do a thing this morning. You just came in and played.
The only thing I did this morning was get bugged with the operator when she called me and told me it was 7 o'clock. You know, but I don't. I don't have the time to practice. We're always working.
But how do you
And
keep? Now, pianists have exercises they do to keep their hands limber. How do you keep your wrists and everything limber? I mean, aren't they more nice when you play when you just?
I do
don't
this a
feel-
lot to the audience.
No, really. Do you have any exercises at all you perform?
No, none
Really?
none that we can talk about.
Make
no.
me. You want to play another number with our guys before they're dropping the net?
Rich. How's your nail?
That's right.
Yeah,
They
but
have feelings. They should be
Would
doctors.
the fact that a man, when something is wrong with him, would not want to go to a woman doctor, is that discriminating against her? I mean, because I would be a little reticent about going to a woman doctor if I had something wrong.
I think your time will come.
Do you
When you'll
think
come
so?
to yes, I do. If you believe
I
that-
have been to a woman doctor, but not
but
by choice.
if you would believe that this woman,
Something about
would
when they
take
say
care of
take your
you.
clothes off, I start.
don't they put on a white smock?
Yeah, but
Do they tell you to put on a white smock?
there's something about that say, you know, okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. You say, that's a woman coming in here. You know.
Well, I think
I
it's a
don't know.
question of timing, too. I think eventually that you would go to a doctor, whether she be woman or man. And,
Oh, sure. No, if somebody
all
told
the
me...
women doctors look like William Bendix.
Not all of them, no.
All of them.
I've seen some pretty lady doctors, and they've done marvelous
Oh, if
jobs.
somebody
but,
told me that was her specialty and I had it, I'd go to that lady, of course.
well, that's the point, because
That's
your
what you're
mind is
saying.
broadening, and you want to get the best job done.
Coming right out of my head. Is your wife liberated, buddy?
My what?
Your wife.
Oh, my wife. Oh, well, my wife is now training with Fraser for the clay fight. My wife is the kind of lady that if she had been in the last war, she never would have taken a prisoner.
Sounds like a nice lady.
But she's really lovely. She's very beautiful, and
Here it comes.
not too bright. But I've been married 17 years now.
What do you mean, not too bright? Who are you to
Well,
judge
who would stay
that?
married to me for 17 years?
We got to liberate Margaret.
No,
'cause
you
we
don't
want-
have
we
to.
want-
I'd much rather talk than sing, really.
Oh, but we want you to sing another song because I love your singing.
I guess I'm going to go to competition with you then.
Okay.
I guess it's true what they say about the women's liberation. We are going to compete with men. I'm going to take your job now.
Okay,
Sing.
Margaret Whiting's going to sing for you.
Work with you sometime. Again.
Roger, it's going to be a delightful week, but I'll tell you something, that if I don't take care of something quickly and tell those viewers out there that this man's going to play for you a lot this week, I'm in big trouble. You are going to do some segments all by yourself.
Oh, you bet I am, Mike.
Okay. Looking forward to that. Margaret Whiting, thank you so much for being with us.
Always a pleasure, Mark.
Nice to have you liberated on our show.
Thank you.
And, buddy, you are married to a very intelligent and a
She's a
very understanding lady.
Very groovy lady,
17
yes.
years she's put up with you?
Wow.
You better erect a shrine or something to her. Our thanks to Commissioner Nicholas Johnson. We'll see you tomorrow.
Transportation and other consideration provided by National Airlines. National flies nonstop every day between Miami and London with the only in-flight movies. National says you're going to have a great flight. Automobiles and other consideration provided by Chevrolet, featuring the Impala Sports Sedan. Get on the move with the big one of the Chevrolet 70s, Impala. Guests of the Mike Douglas Show stay at Philadelphia's Warwick Hotel.